Okay, almost there, folks. So we're just going to go through now with the last part of this particular session, which is a presentation on the PWI Fellowship Program. And we've got Matt Jones, who I think, Matt, you've been introduced a couple of times today. I'm pretty sure you're the one that's been in every single session today, so that's brilliant. I hope you weren't out till all hours of the night last night. So, and Neil Hobden, who's been very instrumental in getting the PWI Fellowship off the ground here in New South Wales, and obviously implemented it at a national level, which is fantastic. Neil's worked within the rail industry for over 30 years, working predominantly within the UK in various track and infrastructure maintenance engineering roles. This includes infrastructure maintenance engineer for South West England, where he was responsible for over 400 staff undertaking inspections, maintenance, renewal type activities. Since moving to Australia in 2017, he worked initially with a rail consultancy, gaining experience of working with various rail networks before taking up his current role as Director, Track SME within infrastructure in place at Transport for New South Wales. He provides specialist track engineering support across the business and supports rail infrastructure project delivery both within heavy and light rail. Neil has been an active member of the PWI in the UK since 1994 and joined the PWI in New South Wales upon moving into Australia. He's now the technical manager for PWI New South Wales, and I think Mark mentioned a couple of times that we're looking to restructure a little bit in the way the committee's organised, so that we can follow through with some of the initiatives in our 4 pillars strategy. And Neil will be quite instrumental in that by sitting across the technical streams of technical meetings and site visits, etc. Under his leadership, he supported the technical knowledge share with that city-country technical meetings, the site visits, the lunch and learns, and I'm pretty sure he comes up with a new idea almost weekly on other initiatives, which I'm sure we'll get around to, Neil. He's also championed the new grade of fellow and has been appointed as the Australian PWI chapters to chair the PWI Fellowship Council. If I can invite Matt and Neil to the stage, please.
Thank you, everybody. I just wanted to start by echoing my thanks and for being asked to be part of the committee. What a great event this has been, and particularly to Mark for his openness for the changes that I've sort of brought in to the technical events that we've been running over the last 2 years. And I did want to very quickly, I've gone a bit rogue here, but I wanted to recognise the growth of the technical part of PWI. We've got a number of new committee members, some of them such as Alex, City Meetings, Luke for Country, Rob, Lunch and Learn. Rob is one of our first committee meetings outside of the state, so Rob is based in WA and echoes our move to support a national sort of partnership with Australia. Another new one coming soon, hopefully, is Dylan Miller, who's helping with Practical Track Work Challenge Days. Look it up on Google, you'll find what they do elsewhere in the world and the PWI here. It's an interesting concept, I promise. Site visits with Reggie and fellowship with Dale there, so thank you, Dale, and particularly as we're looking at fellowship today. So we're still looking for sponsors for some of those meetings next year, so a quick advert there from me. If you are interested in supporting some of those events, please do come forward to myself or another member of that team. Thank you for that. Now, I haven't been told of the changes. Right, okay, so first of all, very quickly, and I want to stop back, just go back a step in a second, but our new membership grade, what is it? Well, it's the fellowship, and you've heard it actually almost as many times as John Paff's talk today, and I haven't even mentioned it myself yet, so that's quite good. As a fellow member, the idea is that you raise your professional standing within the industry, increasing recognition of your expertise, enhancing your professional network, and acknowledge your support of the PWI. But before we get to that, I did actually want to mention all of us and the members of the PWI, because to me, that is the backbone of the PWI. We'll come to the fellowship, and working with Mark, we're introducing the opportunity now for all members to add the post-nominals MPWI Oz to their names if they so wish. And to me, it's really important that we recognise all our members as part of this PWI family. So I do encourage you to do so if you so wish. I think we'll be looking at issuing out that badge opportunity, so you can update LinkedIn with that if you wish to in the near future. But please do consider that. In regard to fellowship, by bringing in the new fellowship, actually we're bringing in, I hadn't really thought about this, but 2 new grades of membership, because we have fellows and we have life fellows now, as some of you in this room are life members now, and actually are fellows as well, so that's something we need to consider. And again, our fellows now have the opportunity to add their post-nominals, FPWI, Oz, after their name, and again we'll be issuing out new badges. I've got mine on here from my previous chapter. We will be having some Australian-made badges arriving very soon to issue out to our fellows as well. So where are we of the rollout? And let me just make this clear, this is a rollout across, again, Australia. So I've been working with the National Executive Steering Committee and all the presidents with this. We want to make this clear from the start, this is not just a New South Wales initiative. So we've agreed to jointly roll this out. Apologies. We've now set the criteria, which is very similar to that used elsewhere in the world. We've added the additional requirement that you'd need to work in the Australian industry for 3 years. And we proposed and now sanctioned a number of fellows that will initially form this, both to form a committee and to make sure we've got a good geographical and diverse spread of fellows around Australia, so that any of those people who wish to apply for the grade are likely to know a fellow. We've appointed a chair, happens to be myself, and a secretary, Dale, into the Fellowship Council, so thank you to the executive team for doing so. We've established a council, we've established terms of reference, and we've endorsed now the council members in as they are as fellows. And we've actually started our council review meetings. We've had a couple of them, and I think they've been fantastic. And outside of the members that we initially endorsed, we've had our first review, and I thought it was really good debate about making sure they meet the criteria and the requirements that we've set. So we do now welcome all members who meet the required criteria to apply for this grade. I wanted to pull out another couple of people, both Nat and Dan, for their work with this. And Dan in that he's updated the website and made it now possible that you can do that. And Nat, obviously, for her work behind the scene is normal to make sure the process is smooth as far as collecting your monies for the application. Application fee is $75, and that covers your first initial year round to your next renewal period, at which point the membership price will go up. The applications are reviewed firstly by Dale to make sure they've been completed properly. They then go to the panel, which there's 12 of us or so on the panel. At least 5 of us need to be at that meeting. If we all agree to the applicant being endorsed, it then goes through to the NESC to be finally sanctioned. So it's quite a robust process. It's not based on my view or my one view. It's based on those criteria and that the applicants meet all those criteria. So what should applicants demonstrate? Well, they need to demonstrate the following: that they can carry out the responsibilities appropriate to the grade, they have the underpinning engineering knowledge in making decisions, that their breadth of experience is both technical and managerial appropriate to the grade of fellow, that their personal and professional commitment to the PWI Code of Professional Conduct and future commitments to the PWI is clear. In fact, that's a couple of questions inside the application form. And as I said earlier, they can demonstrate their experience and support the Australian rail industry. Who can apply? And we've had some debate about this, and these rules are, I would say, almost black. There's always going to be a little bit of grey, but in essence, this is what they are. A chartered or registered professional engineer with 20 plus years experience in a senior position in railway infrastructure engineering. A technically qualified but not professionally registered engineer with 25 to 30 years in a senior position in railway infrastructure engineering. A chartered or registered professional engineer with 10 plus years experience and having the ability to demonstrate significant technical leadership. A qualified chartered or registered professional engineer in a very senior position, or an eminent very senior person in the rail industry. Just going to hand over to Matt now for the next slide.
Thanks, Neil. So a little while ago, Mark approached us and said, you know, John Holland, you're a major contractor in the industry. Would you be supportive of this grading, and what does it mean? What does it mean to the industry? So I just want to talk very briefly about what we see as the value of this new grading to the industry. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I didn't realise that. Yeah, cool. So look, the first one really is about its recognition. We've got some, as we've seen over the last couple of days, some really amazing talent in this industry, and this is a really good opportunity to provide formal recognition for that capability that exists for people in our industry. It highlights all the skills, knowledge and experience that they've been able to gain working with us. The second aspect is really around professional development. So I'd like to think that members that are out there in the audience and elsewhere in the PWI, it gives something to actually aspire to enhance their knowledge to try to get up to that level. And as Neil just explained, there is a pathway and there is a process for doing that now, which is fantastic. The third thing is about how we can use this to share knowledge and to collaborate. So, I'd like to think that the people who are accepted into the fellow grade really become ambassadors for our industry, and then, can take on that sort of mentoring role. We've got some, right from the cadets who are really at the start of their career through to some of our younger people, and we saw some great talent with the young achievers earlier today. So, I'd like to think the fellows can actually provide that sort of role to help build that knowledge and experience with others in the industry. The next one is really looking at our industry reputation. So if you think about rail over the last 10 to 15 years, there's been a real renaissance. I think we are all very fortunate to be here, right now, with all the great things that are happening in rail in Australia. And whilst this is one small thing, it is actually another important part of us helping to build and grow that reputation that rail has across the wider community. And the final thing is, for me, it sets a really good benchmark. So we want to encourage excellence. We want to see continuous improvement within our industry, and this is a good way of being able to do that and to recognise and acknowledge the achievements of people that are getting to that level.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, so basically, my call to arms is join the fellowship journey. This is both if you believe you're ready now or potentially ready in the future. So we are asking our members to review their eligibility and apply if they believe they meet the criteria. We are also challenging members who are not yet ready to aspire to becoming fellows in the future, setting out a personal path to how they would achieve this. And also we'll be working shortly with our emerging fellows, working out what we can do as fellows and how we can support the industry and our members. So for example, coming to events such as this, wearing our fellowship badges and reaching out to those new to the industry, potentially acting as mentors to support you. And I wanted to give an example here, and I've had to speak to Liam. Liam, this is on the UK website, about a member of staff or an engineer here that wanted to become a fellow and wasn't ready initially. So this is his journey. FPWI gave him the confidence to propose ideas and drive them forward. He reviewed his background. He wasn't yet there, and worked towards becoming a fellow. He's now the inspector of rail accidents and was appointed a fellow 10 years ago. But it's about the point that he actually saw it as a worthwhile path for him, and that's what I'm hoping some of you there today who may not think this is for you yet, something to think about in the future. Okay, right, now is the fun bit coming up. First of all, inaugural fellowship. So I'm using the wrong screen, I apologise. Right, the people on the screen here are the initial fellows that have been appointed to the grade of fellowship. Now, some of those, myself included, and thank you very much, we've been recognised already, but not all those on there have, and some of those are in this room today. So what I wanted to do very quickly now is just see the names there. I'm not going to read them all through, but I wanted to get Dale up on the screen and Dale to help me. Dale is, as I said, the PWI Fellowship Council Secretary. He's also a chartered rail engineer, chartered civil engineer, who works for Lycopodium, and Dale has been instrumental in supporting me with this process. So I really wanted Dale to take the honour of presenting now the following to those new fellows inside this room, please. So those...
So yeah, first of all, congratulations to all of the members who have been appointed fellows. It's a great recognition of contribution to the industry, and just another mention for some of the younger people in the audience, and if you run into any of the fellows, be sure to as John mentioned, grab as much information as you can. The idea of this is to try and capture a lot of the knowledge we have and share it around. Excellent, very good. Yeah, so congratulations.
Thank you very much for that. We'll do a picture in a minute if anyone else can come up who's got fellowship. But we want to do one last thing, actually. So, as I said, Dale has been really supportive of this process. So there's one more fellowship that we want to give out to Dale today, and that's to Dale. So we've sort of short-circuited our own process to a point, but as I said, Dale is a chartered civil engineer, and he meets the criteria, and we've approved Dale at the NESC this week. So, Dale, congratulations for becoming a fellow of the PWI.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a fantastic honour. Thank you again. Very good.
I think we're all done. That's not Mark. I just wanted to go through quickly, just to wrap up, say a few words of thanks, and then we'll go out and have a couple of beers who are already on ice. Just a reminder around some of the upcoming events for the next kind of 12 months. Mentioned earlier, there's a heap of technical meetings, country, city, site visits and etc. that we've got planned. There's a QR code there, and also in the journals. But we've got a live online calendar that has all of the dates, and we'll obviously advertise specific events as they arise. So keep an eye out for those. They're always good fun. They're free. And particularly with the site visits, they tend to, we are limited to the numbers that we can take out on site sometimes, so you really want to get in early and register for those because they do fill up quite quickly. The PWI Awards night, that's the next one. We seem to roll from event to event from an organising committee perspective, but we're really excited about that one. We always enjoy the PWI Awards. Being early in the new year as well, this one being in February on the 20th, it really is quite popular because everybody comes back from New Year's, and it's always a great opportunity to catch up with the industry. So keep an eye out for that. We'll probably go on sale with tickets in December for that, and they'll get snapped up pretty quickly. And don't forget to get any of your applications in for the various awards. The award chairs are on our website. Reach out to those and get your submissions in. And I think after seeing what Samia managed to collect as the winner for the Young Achiever, I'm expecting a huge number of submissions for that. The PWI Golf Day is in March. I just wanted to highlight that we've moved away from Bankstown and we're going to be at Strathfield this year. So I think that should entice some people to come along and play a different golf course. They've got a really great setup there, and we're looking forward to working with them for the next golf day. So also a very popular event. The breakfast will be in May, date to be confirmed. We're not far off having that booked, and that'll go up on the website as soon as we're locked away. And the winter dinner, always a great event, very social and very popular. That will be on the 19th of June, and just a reminder that sponsorship for that event is still available. If you're interested, get in touch with Mark and we can get that organised. And speaking of sponsors, again, I just wanted to reiterate how much the support of the sponsors that are on the screen at the moment have helped us to deliver this event. To be honest, without it, we would have struggled to deliver an event of this scale and to the sort of this standard. This venue has been fantastic. The introduction of the gala dinner and doing this over 2 days as opposed to the standard one-day event really did push the the committee as far as funding was concerned, and in order to try and keep those ticket prices down to a reasonable level at that event level. I appreciate that perhaps when you add the 3 events together, that's probably a little bit higher than we're used to, but we certainly, at an event level, we managed to keep it down to a reasonable level with their support. So I really do thank them for that and for their ongoing support. Speaking of which, the enhanced corporates, again, they offer us quite a bit of support, which we leverage throughout the year with all of the events and the work that we do. We have our plats and gold there, and our silver members. So just wanted to finish by giving a shout out to a few people. I think it's really been a successful couple of days, and I really do thank everybody for taking the time to attend over the last few days. Both the first day and today have been really quite successful, and I thought the dinner last night was awesome. So despite the sore head. A big thanks to Caroline Walsh and to Minister Halen for her keynote yesterday, and Caroline Walsh for her keynote today. All the presenters, they put so much effort into putting their slide packs together and putting their presentations together to deliver those for us. It's actually quite surprising, or not. I don't think you realise how much effort goes into those and how long we plan those presentations for. And how much work we do with the presenters to get those tailored for the theme that we're trying to deliver. And so the amount of effort, time they put in, not just to turn up and deliver those, but leading into the events is really quite great. So we really do appreciate the support. Thanks to Damien Drew, to Matt Jones, and to all of the chairs, really. They do a great job in helping us run these proceedings. A big thanks to the subcommittee that organises this event, and I think this year we almost broke them. We came up with a concept of a 2-day event to celebrate the 50th really early in the planning process. The gala dinner was thrown in to really help us celebrate the 50th anniversary, but I think we underestimated how much work was involved, and so a really big thanks to all of them for their effort. A big shout out for Nat, as usual, who does an amazing amount of work. Jenny, Joao, Bree, Ray, Mark, I've probably forgotten somebody. Mark Harris, Mark Butler. It really is a huge amount of work, and the subcommittee puts in a lot of effort. I think my name gets mentioned a lot with these events, but I'm hopeless without them, so thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, they deserve it. Congratulations again to Samia on the Young Achiever Award, and thank you to the judges for putting all of the effort into that award, and Matt for helping to present today. Julian's an apology. Julian chairs that subcommittee, but I thought you did a great job standing in for him. Maybe we might punt him next time, actually. As I mentioned earlier, really want to make sure that we encourage everybody in our membership to submit for the awards. They really are great, opportunities to showcase what you do and the success of your businesses. And the award to the winners is really quite prestigious, so it's really worth doing. So again, just jump onto the website and have a look at the details around criteria and submission details, and get your submissions in sooner rather than later. I think that's about it. I think we call it there and close this 2024 convention. Thank you, everybody. You guys who are sitting in the audience are champions for lasting this long. So thank you.